yeah, with a band Nightmare, whatever, you can't write things about pink bisounours or pink bears in the trees. So, so I mean,
Well, just
that's a
very
bit of,
aggressive pink bears, you know, like it's.
maybe.
Matt, guitar player, songwriter, and also bus driver, it seems, of Nightmare.
Also,
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. It's been a while since we last spoke. I think it's about a year and a half ago, maybe. Something like that, and lots to talk about. New album coming out. Let's go straight into it. Exciting times. Help me understand. Is this the third album of the new Nightmare? Is this the first album, or is this the 25th album of Nightmare?
yeah, indeed. No. It depends how you see it, because it's quite difficult, even for the people, for the fans, to get what Nightmare is right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because in France, we had, back then, they had these 2 records from the 80s.
Yeah.
That belongs to the new wave of French heavy metal, stuff. And there is the other part, and then there is the female singer era.
Yeah.
Voilà. And that's where we are now. So it's the third album with a female singer with a third singer.
Yeah. I mean, let's address that elephant in the room real quick. 3 albums, 3 singers. What makes Barbara the right fit for Nightmare in 2024?
Well, to be very honest, we don't like. I guess nobody likes to change lineup, like you change clothes every day.
No.
I guess nobody wants this. Whatever you're doing. So yeah, what happened. Whatever. But what makes Barbara very good in this band right now is that first. Human being speaking, she is very natural woman with whom you can have good talkings, with whom who is open-minded. It's very rare when we have like a hard conversation or something. If there is something wrong, then everyone talks about it and everything is okay.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, and this is really important. And of course, she sings like the previous album very good, because I really believe she has this kind of grain, like grain, whatever you call it, of Maggie a little bit. For the little story, she took a vocal lesson with Maggie back in the days, way before being whatever, and she can scream.
The album for me really bursts open with the second song, The Blossom of My Hate. I think that's where we really see this newer side, if you will, of the band, where it almost at times feels like melodic death metal, and there's some especially in the drumming and the vibe part, there's some blackened stuff going on as well, it seems. Help me understand, like, was it just like hey, we've got this new singer and that allows us to go into a different direction, or was that always kind of like the goal for Nightmare to go more into that approach? Like, help me understand.
So you have to understand something with the different period of Nightmare, even back in the days of the brothers. Frank and I, the guitar players, are very influenced by thrash metal. Of course, classic heavy metal, whatever, you know me, so you know what I like. But
yeah.
But we do really enjoy, real thrash metal, death metal, and everything. So even if you listen to the old album where Frank and I are already in, it was not fitting with the other one, just because if you put like a death metal rhythm thing and the drum goes like puta puta, that's what it was. That's why it didn't went very good, by the way. Now we have a lineup that can allow us to go more deep into this, let's say, violent aspects of the music, you can call it. So, but I guess that's to answer better. We always had this kind of characteristic, like we want to go more black or more thrash or blah blah blah. And now with Barbara, what is very nice is that okay, now you can scream, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
because there are plenty of riffs that were on Aeternam, for example, or even before on Deadson. Yeah, it's basically death thrash metal, but yeah, there is no scream. So yeah, okay, it's cool. But when you add the scream, it's like it's like peanut butter on a bread. It goes very good.
Yeah. So does that mean that when Barbara, because I've not seen you play live with her, does that mean that when Barbara is going to sing some of the songs of the let's say the last 2 albums, are they going to be a little bit modified? Are we gonna hear some screaming in Eternum songs?
Yeah, but that's what we already started actually with Eternal Winter last year. Yeah, and I guess the people didn't understand what we wanted to express with this. It's not a reboot or something. It was really more a gift because back in the days, Eternal Winter never had the chance to have a video clip.
Mm-hmm.
For what reason, I don't know. I was not at the band back then. But for me, Eternal Winter is one of the best songs of Nightmare. So we said, okay, we have this new singer. We have the opportunity to make a clip, a video. So let's make this as a gift, And so also we can present Barbara correctly. And that's what we did with screams in between and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, it's just to slide a little bit to what it is now. But
and that song, the new version, found its way on the new record as well.
Well, as a bonus track, we wanted to, it's not part of the album. It's what.
But does that mean that that there are more songs on your wish list of that middle section? I think you already told me last time that you're not going to go back to those 2 80s classics. But are there more songs on your wish list to give a special treatment?
Well, to be honest, we talked a lot about that recently because also we met again with the old members of Nightmare because there is this 40 years show with the first 2 albums played with the old people, with the old members and blah, blah, but it doesn't make sense at all to just do waiting for the Twilight with screams. To be honest, it would be fun to do, but it has no sense and people, because what you have to understand or people have to understand is that in France, Nightmare changed so much lineup or so much, they started something, then it stopped, then it started again. I still meet some people that say, I know Nightmare from the 80s, but and afterwards, nothing. And it's the same with, I know Nightmare with the brothers, but not. So it's a bit difficult for us. So if we try to do this again, then people were just lost. They will be completely lost. So we just want people now to understand that Nightmare is this direction, and that's us now.
Yeah. You said something funny. I'm going to use it as a little segue. You're like, I obviously said I love the classic stuff. You know me. In the album, it's not all extremely focused on the modern. There's one song I think that is a little different, which is White Lines, a little bit more of an outlier. Feel that there's a little bit of a Dio tribute being channeled there by the band. Am I onto something?
Yeah. Actually, you're very right. I wrote the entire album except from one track, and I'm very happy with these 2 songs because there is White Line and Wake the Night that are both mainly classic written. Yeah, because I was raised like this with the classics, with Dio, Accept, Judas Priest, whatever, and Nightmare comes also from these roots. So I don't force myself to write like a song like, okay, Nightmare is an old band, so I have to write me. It just comes and say, okay, let's try this. It's a bit old vibe, but let's make it work. So yeah, indeed, White Lines and the other one are really in these vibes. Except Dio thing, more open, and that's quite funny because all the interviews we did so far, these two tracks are like okay, what's happening with these two because we really like them.
Yeah.
So it's like okay, good. That's a good. I prefer hearing this. Well, of course, there are people that really don't like it because they don't understand the different shades of the album. But this is it. Yeah, you got it right.
There you go. There we go. Now, it's not just on the musical side that, in generally speaking, this album, I think you said the violent part of it or the aggression, it's there from a musical perspective. We find this as well, fueled into the lyrics. I think there's a lot of inner negativity that's coming out, or anger that you're channeling through this album. Now, people that follow you know that you are always somebody that's quite open. You share easily about what's going on, not just with the band, but in your personal life as well. I know you've had to deal with some demons, let's call it. Double question. Is that part, are you channeling those demons into this album? But then second, also, how are you doing? Like, are you, in a better state or happier than a year and a half ago?
Yeah. So, nice questions. First, the lyrics I don't write. That's the only thing I don't write. But I write all the music. So everything is linked together because at first I write all the music, and then Yves and Barbara came across it and feel, because what I'm, when you put all your energy, your soul, and your heart into the music, then that's what I like also, that when you don't have the lyrics. So it's like a movie, it's like a book when you read a book. And so you just have your mind to create your own world around it. And this is the same. Mm-hmm. So these vibes, they got it quite right. Because, indeed, music for me is like the sport or the gym, is where I put everything, to free my mind and to be a better person every day.
Yeah.
This is it. So about the lyrics and everything, with a band Nightmare, whatever, you can't write things about pink bisounours or pink bears in the trees. So, I mean,
well, just very aggressive pink bears, like it's
maybe. Let's do this. But so lyrics encrypted and whatever. It's really about this guy that is trapped in a nightmare kind of thing, and we are all encrypted in something with our DNA, with everything. So it means that it's a fucking vicious cycle that goes around and around, like Ouroboros, the snake that eats his own tail and whatever. So that's all. About me, myself, well, I'm a work in progress. I call myself a work in progress because, failure is the best lesson in life that you can get every time. So every time you fail, it's a lesson, and every time there is a lesson, then you grow.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling way better since a few months. Thank you. It's not because you fail that is the end of the world. The more you fail, the more you will succeed. But you have to accept failure as the growth.
Yeah.
So but to be honest, the whole business thing is going so weird nowadays with the music. To talk only about music, that when you dedicate your life with this, it's a bit strange, to walk on sand instead of concrete.
Yeah. Well, that's a good exercise for the core, like. There you go. Now this album is coming out. There's lots to focus on. You are going to be very busy again because you're going to play a ton of festivals. You also have a release show planned. So I can only imagine that the release show and the festival shows are going to be quite different, given that there's constraints on time and all the kind of good stuff in festivals. But what can we expect from these shows that are coming our way?
So, this is also talking about how you feel. We don't have any tons of festivals like we used to have because the business has changed so much. So this makes your mood goes like down. And because I really love this album, not because I wrote it, but because there is something inside that is, for me, it's the big brother of AFM, or the side brother. I know what you call them. They go together, they fit together. So we have some festivals still. We did one last week in France. It went very good. That's why I'm all sunburned, because we played at 3 p.m. facing the sun.
But now you have the color of your skin fits the color of the cover art.
I guess that's the thing. We want to get sunburned so we look red.
Exactly.
And in the end, it fits with Encrypted cover album.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan. So
the release party, of course, it happens way after. But because of schedule and everything, nowadays the venues are not and open for everything all the times. And also the thing that the album was at first scheduled for January, and it was postponed for different reasons over there. The release is what I was saying just a bit earlier. So there are 2 shows going. There is the first one, so it will be like a chronicle show about Nightmare with old members from the period from the 80s. So very old school show. They're going to play until Cosmovision. Everything. Not everything. They are too old. They're going to die on stage. You see what I mean?
So a selection of these albums.
Voila. They're going to do a very best from Waiting for the Twilight until Cosmovision, even a bit after too. And then we as a new band will just play, I guess 75% of Encrypted, and do a song or 2 with the old guys in the end. Also, it will be something like this. This is a double Nightmare show.
It's always cool to talk to you. It's good to see you again. I'm glad that you're feeling that the work in progress is progressing. That's great to hear. Excited for the fans to not just get this new album, but the fans of the old time as well, that they can go to that very special show. That will be something really unique. So I hope, obviously, that you guys will capture a bunch of content from that, so that people all over the world can enjoy it as well.
We'll try maybe film it or making something, because it's been years that we want to make like this kind of DVD thing. And we tried it with Maggie, with Detson, and it didn't went well. So we have the tapes, but it's somewhere else. So it would be nice to do it finally.
There you go. This unique show might be the perfect opportunity for that. Matt, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will count down with everybody else until Encrypted is here. Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah, Ali. Thank you, Jesper.
You are awesome for watching this video. Click right here to see more content like it and subscribe to the channel.